As wildfire smoke moves into Wisconsin, air quality could drop quickly, especially for people with breathing issues. Wildfire smoke can bring a surge of tiny particles so small they can travel deep into your lungs and cause irritation and inflammation. You can track conditions in real time on your phone using the EPA's Air Now app. If air quality does drop into the unhealthy range, doctors recommend limiting time outdoors, especially for those most at risk.
The groups that are especially vulnerable are the very young, the very old, and people that have pre-existing respiratory conditions. So this could include people who have asthma, COPD, even a bad cold or a lung infection. Anybody who has had previous lung injury is at increased risk.
Dr. Moss says asthma patients should keep their inhalers handy, and for everyone, keep checking the air quality. And if irritation starts, limit your time outdoors.